Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel, and this is take 2 of our GT Sport Daily Race 3 strategy guide for this week's race, which is Group 3 at Monza. So let me quickly explain why I'm making a second video on this race. I made the first video on the assumption that the hard tyre would be mandatory out of the medium and hard tyre that was available. So when I booted the race up this morning to check that that was the case, I was quite surprised to see that the tyre requirement said we had to run the soft, medium and the hard tyre, despite the fact that the soft tyre was not available to use in qualifying or the race. This was obviously an error of some part on PD's part. The tyre requirement has since been updated, and the requirement for the race is that we must run both the medium and the hard tyre, which kind of makes quite a lot of what I talk about in the previous video irrelevant, because I do quite focus on the sort of non-stop quite a lot. It's been quite a competitive strategy. So I felt the need to do a little bit of an updated video just to reflect that change. I do think it's a bit of a shame, because when they make the tyre requirement you've got to run both compounds, you do actually limit the strategy quite a lot, because it just essentially becomes a one-stopper and you have to decide whether you're going to start on medium or hard tyres and what is the best time to change tyres essentially. But here is the updated settings on the screen. Nothing here has changed. The fuel start times 2, tyre wear start times 9. It's still 10 laps at Monza, but when we move into the tyre requirement, you can see that both the hard and the medium are required. For the first couple of hours of when this race was live, that did have the soft tyre in that box as well. So let's move on to some footage. We'll take a look at the medium tyres, the hard tyres, the fuel and the pit stop, and then I'll give you my thoughts about how to run this race and whether the sort of pros and cons of starting on the mediums and the hard tyres. So we'll take a look at the medium tyres first. We're on to lap 7 here of a run on the medium tyres. You can see that they hold up pretty steadily for the first 4 laps, then we start to suffer a little bit of tyre degradation, a little bit of lap time drop off. We're moving into the 145s, and this lap I think we're going to sort of be heading for about a 148, 7 or 8. So I had a fairly good idea that if I was to change onto the hard tyres at this point, I would probably very least be able to match the lap times I was doing, and probably, to be honest, be a little bit quicker. So this seemed to me to be kind of about the sweet point, or the sweet spot for changing tyres, if you start on the mediums, that is. So let's move on to take a look at how the hard tyres perform in comparison to the mediums. So our medium lap times, we're doing sort of high 147s, and we can see here on the hard tyres we're doing kind of very low 49s and sort of high 48s. So around about a second a lap slower over the initial stages of the race, maybe about 1.2 seconds a lap slower over those first 4 laps. But the hard tyres do hold up better, and you can kind of maintain these kind of lap times right through to lap 9 if that's the case. So the medium tyres are probably quicker to about lap 6 or 7, and then maybe you're going to be quicker on the hard tyres at that point if you change over. Just quickly moving on to fuel, we've got the fuel on the screen there. There is no fuel concerns for this race. We're in the Nissan GTR, it's going to be a popular car for this race. Performed very well last time Group 3 came up at Monza, and it's you're only going to burn off about half the fuel over the course of the race, so no fuel concerns whatsoever for this one. So let's move on and we'll take a look at the pit stop, because everybody's going to have to make one. We can't run hybrid tyres anymore, of course, which is a good thing. So let's take a look at what that pit loss is going to be and the dangers of a pit stop. So into the box we come. When you see the car going straight into the box, that's usually an indicator that the pit stop is going to be very quick. And back out we come. And I've calculated the pit loss on the racetrack to be about 7 to 7.5 seconds. But more importantly, be very careful as you come into braking for turn 1. When you come out the pits, you are on cold tyres, and it's very easy to miss your braking point, just as I've done there. And that's going to be costly. That actually cost me probably about 0.7 of a second alone. So you don't want to be doing that. So next we'll just discuss some of the pros and cons depending on what tyre you choose to start on here. I think if you start on the medium tyre, you're looking to get to at least lap 7 before you want to change to the hard tyres. They're certainly going to be quicker up till that point, and then there's a kind of maybe a bit of a transition phase as you get to about lap 7. If you start on the hard tyre, you're only going to be wanting to do maximum 3 laps, I reckon, before you change on to the mediums. I would probably risk only doing 2, but I think that's more of a strategy to start on the hard tyres for if you're starting towards the back of the grid, because you're not going to give that fuel a whole lot of time to spread out. So when you make an early pit stop, say on lap 2 or 3, you are going to find yourself mired in quite a lot of traffic. But yeah, it is a bit of a shame that PD have decided to go with making both tyres mandatory. I do think it kind of limits the strategy quite a lot. Had they just kept these settings, if you'd watched my previous video, just doing the non-stop on the hard tyres looked like a really competitive strategy to go for. But this is what we've got. I still think it'll be quite a good fun race, and there is obviously various ways of sort of tackling that one stop. So have fun out there. Watch out for those track limits as well, particularly into the second chicane. They can quite easily catch you out if you're constantly picking up track limit penalties. Then that's going to be quite detrimental to your race, of course. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Sorry if you've watched the first video and felt it wasn't relevant and then maybe watch this one again, but I do appreciate the support. Anyway, thanks very much, thank you for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye now.